Beach. We had issues in the fall where, people were like, I would fake my own teammates, or, our teammates wouldn't, just wouldn't approach. However, I think we've done a really good job, and coaches, the whole staff has done a really good job to encourage our hitters to, expect greatness. That's what we talk about every day in the training. We expect greatness, and I expect greatness from my hitters.
Moni's he's an impressive player, great player to have on your team. I'd hate to see him across the net, obviously. And I think having a setter that's as creative as him makes everything so much easier. Being able to create it's fun. It makes volleyball fun, and having a setter with the ability to do that is great. So great to have him.
When you look at Moni's year, I think this is the most impact one player's ever had on men's volleyball in one season I've ever been around. Just the overall athlete he is a generational talent in men's volleyball, period. You don't see it very often. And not only the athleticism, but he comes with the size and physicality too. So he's got that whole package.
For me, while serving, I try to be fully locked in, and like when I have the ball right second before I throw the ball to serve, everything just goes away. And the only thing I look at the line, the serve line, and I just think I'm gonna toss the ball, and from there, I decide when the ball's in the air, I get this feeling of what I want to do.
What are you saying to yourself as you go back for that last serve?
I just trusted myself because my serve was going very bad during the game. But I know that, when it matters the most, that's when somebody's training and somebody's personality shows the most. So I just trusted myself, and I knew I was acing that.
What's this like for you, man? I know you're 18 or something like that. Like, you see these crowds all around. It's kind of nuts, right? Like, how do you keep your head screwed onto your neck through all that craziness?
Man, it's crazy, but it's what sports is about, man. If you're a good player, people enjoy watching you, and I just want to thank everybody that comes out and supports us. It really means a lot. But it feels good, and it helps me push, it helps me motivate to play harder.
That's great for our sport. It's you see it in the views, you see it in social media accounts blowing up. But none of that stuff's nearly as important as what he does on the volleyball court. But when you package it all together, I've never seen a season that had this type of impact on men's volleyball and this kind of attention drawn to it. And then have a kid be able to handle it all also. It's by far the most impactful season anyone's ever had in men's volleyball.
That position. Long Beach State at 29-3, and over on the other side, John Hucks in his first year, just the third head coach for UCLA volleyball, following John Spera, who he was an assistant for from 2015 to 2022, and of course the legendary Al Skates. And on the other side now in his 22nd year, Alan Knipe won the 1991 championship as a player and then went back-to-back in 2018 and 2019 for the Natty, 3 times the National Coach of the Year in the national semifinals for 7 out of the last 8 years. And why not start with Moni at the service line? Give him an extra trip through the service area.
Yeah, so important, and UCLA was trying to stay out of a couple different rotations against this serve that cost them dearly during one of the 2 meetings earlier this year. He had 7 aces.
6'10" out of Sofia, Bulgaria. And just out of bounds, and that's an early, very early sigh of relief for the UCLA Bruins.
A lot of focus on getting that kid off of the service line. That is good. Early miss. Long Beach is going to issue a challenge right away.
Challenging a touch off the backcourt receiver. 3 challenges in men's collegiate volleyball throughout the course of the match. If you are correct, you keep all of those 3. Luka Kirchi back there receiving. 2 liberos deployed by John Hucks. Was it head coach at Loyola of Chicago for a couple of years before returning to UCLA.
Couple of keys here for both teams. I think UCLA must pass the ball well versus Nikolov. They're looking for a 2 pass, just high and off, get in the way of it, don't worry about it being perfect, and avoid those certain matchups as row 4 and row 2 when he's out back there hitting from the line. I don't see anything live there. That ball looks high to me.
Yeah, neither do I, Kevin.
And on the other side, I think Long Beach needs to serve in. They had 7 service errors in set 1 against Pepperdine, which they lost. They can kind of dictate. Aces are nice, but the Beach proved they don't need them to win versus the Bruins. They had 9 the first time they met in a 3-1 victory. When Long Beach won again in the following match 3-0, they actually only had 3.
Nikolov went for 5 aces against Pepperdine to go to his current total of 102. Back to the challenge system. You can challenge touch off a blocker or off a defender. Also ball in or out, foot fault on the service line, foot fault on the 3-meter line. And there was ruled a touch. So that is ace number 103. And speaking of 3, that means Alan Knipe and Long Beach State still have all 3 of their challenges.
So does that relief that you described immediately turn to anxiety?
Yes, immediately. It's gone. It's gone. Pull out the Tums. Here comes Nikolov once again. Older brother Alex also played but 1 season at UCLA. National Freshman of the Year, National Player of the Year. And immediately crushed to the floor that time by UCLA. Sean McQuiggan. Serving will decide this national championship, in Long Beach State now within shouting distance of the all-time record holder out of St. Francis in Pennsylvania.
What's truly impressive about those kind of numbers too is coming in tonight, Long Beach State plus 161 on the year when it's service aces issued versus given up. UCLA plus 62.
227 aces to 68 for their opponents on Long Beach State. Varga, well handled. Beautifully handled in. Oh, what a better block. Isaiah Pruitt says, I got this.
Look at the adjustment here, sliding to the right and then just a little bit of a jump. You always go with it, but it was the initial right-hand step and staying to that side that made that block more effective.
3-0 run for Long Beach State, largest lead of the opening set so far.
And they're cheating, so I might go long distance if I'm Andrew Rowan and I see that. Next set might be long distance to the back row.
And that ball missed just out of bounds. These teams will just tee off at every opportunity.
Now watch UCLA, whenever they get in trouble on their side, they have some reception options on their side. Because of number 21 Zach Rama being an outside hitter for a lot of his career, he will come into pass quite a bit.
Rowan, his 3rd year as the starting setter. He only knows winning national championships. Beautifully done. Pruitt off to a very good start offensively and defensively for the Beach.
Both teams so clean, hitting plus 500. Long Beach is actually just under 700 at the moment.
Pruitt has not played an awful lot of volleyball. There's been injury issues for Alan Knipe all season long. He's really had to massage his lineup. Only his 21st set on the year, but hit 552. And as you pointed out, not very strong at the serving position.
Unlike women's volleyball, you can't have the libero come in and serve.
Collegiate men play the same rules as internationally, so there are 6 total substitutions. Women's college volleyball, there are 15. That's why you see all the littles at Nebraska and Wisconsin and elsewhere. Back row, quick combination. Balls to the floor before Skylar Varga went over to do a couple of push-ups.
Okay, look, if the USA men are taking some losses to Bulgaria and Canada in the next few years, Alan Knipe is to blame, okay? It's his fault for bringing all these guys in, getting them some solid training, some system training, and moving them along on their career.
I saw Moni Nikolov for the first time. I'll tell you that story after Dickinson goes back to serve.
There's the long distance that time.
Yeah. Oh, and a better block, but just out of bounds. Kondev had it there along with McRaven, but just off the edge. But back to Nikolov. I'm watching the VNL, the Volleyball Nations League last year, and I'm going, who is this kid who's the starting setter for the Bulgarian national team flying around? And it was him. At 17, he was the starting setter.
Now, familiar name. You and I covered his dad for years.
Vladimir, the last Olympics that he played in that we covered, Bulgaria finished 4th in London.
Now, I noticed that time McRaven cheated only to a point. He was ready for that long distance set. He didn't go all the way into the left front of UCLA.
There is Kondev, also out of Bulgaria, from Sofia, the #1 scorer at the under-19 World Championships.
See, Rama's in reception there.
That ball was set too tight. That's a good save by Long Beach.
These are the balls you have to put away if you're UCLA or Long Beach in this match.
Quick to the outside and a very nice play. Kelly the recipient, but beautiful set by Rowan.
The game has taken such strides offensively at the collegiate level over the last few years. It is remarkable to see the systems and how quick you've seen both teams get some open net opportunities because of the pace to the left side.
How hard to be a middle blocker today at the highest levels of men's college volleyball.
Yeah, it's a different world than when Tom Hoff was starring for Long Beach State.
Come on, taking a shot at Tom Hoff. How could you?
It's all those free ball overpass kills he owes me.
Nato Dickinson, speaking of taking a shot, he has finally gotten his opportunity, making his 7th start. He had 21 kills at Hawaii, albeit in a losing effort, and had 19 of 33 in the semis against Pepperdine. An unforced error there. Andrew Rowan undersetting that into the middle to McQuiggan.
Yeah, this is the balance for both these setters. When to go for the electric play and when to just kind of throw the ball high and let somebody go up and feast on it against a well-formed block.
Ryan Peluso out of Orlando, Florida, coming on to do some service work for Alan Knipe. If I didn't mention, Coach Knipe now in his 22nd season. Rama off the edge of the block that time, away from Varga.
Now Long Beach is just kind of grounded out here, right? They have given UCLA nothing while taking a couple of points from the service line, a couple of points in transition. This has been a very offensive first set. Lots of times you're hitting 417, you're winning, which is where UCLA is at right now, but they're giving up just under 700, 692 to their opponent. They need to get a couple of touches and turns. It doesn't have to be stuffs.
There's Kelly. Ace serve. Very, very nice spin rate as that one just dips inside the back line.
And you'll take those too. Quick points are always good.
You mentioned Long Beach State and their offense. #1 in the nation in kills, #1 in the nation in hitting efficiency at just 1/100th under 400. Kondev, very serviceable pass. Varga over the top of the block. Low ceiling here, but no contact. And Nikolov goes right over. Did he go over the top of McQuiggan that time?
Well,
doesn't matter. Or Robinson.
No, a block jump versus an approach jump. The approach has the advantage, and this is what he does. That is up 11 foot plus with a straight jam down.
Well, and is that a pass to an attack on purpose for Kellen Larson, the libero
They
of Long Beach State?
absolutely do that on easy opportunities.
Yeah.
You will see them. If a free ball comes over, it will be passed for attack, much like the beach game.
That is, of course, if Nikolov is in the front court and eligible to attack. Had an ace his first time through. 17-14 is the advantage for Long Beach State. 29-3, ranked #1 almost the entirety of the 2025 season. UCLA.
Highlight reel again. It's that kind of confidence that has bled over from Moni Nikolov into the rest of this team.
Kondev will go back to the line. Set point #1 now for Long Beach State. McQuiggan, that ball was set too low, and what you said about Andrew Rowan, absolutely right. He is making some mistakes in his delivery to his attackers. Opening set going to the Long Beach State 49ers, looking for their 4th national championship. 25-17 over the UCLA Bruins. We'll step aside. Second set coming up here on ES.
Excellence at Long Beach State through recruiting and development. Look at the starters here. Last year to this year, only 2 commonalities. Vargas switching positions, opposite to outside, and McRaven in the middle. Otherwise, a complete changeover of the starters. A couple on the roster last year, but newer, bigger roles for a lot of players.
We talked about some changes that Alan Knipe had to make because of injury. Satori Shipanis out of Cyprus, 6'3", senior transfer from Ohio State. First team All-American last year, is unavailable for tonight's competition.
Absolutely, that do-everything player. And that is a costly mistake by UCLA. You had a chance to make a play, and you put the ball out of bounds.
Zach Rama went hard into the boards. He is trying to walk that one off.
And that's the kind of ball, rather than trying to make it perfect when you get there, put that ball high in the middle. Come at it from transition, 10 feet off, 15 feet high. No problem.
UCLA is deploying 2 liberos, which is a change in the rules. Matthew Aziz is in on defense. And in reception is Luca Curci out of Newport Beach. Here is Nikolov, now with 103 aces, an all-time record, and has theoretically the record for the fastest serve ever in college volleyball at 84 miles.
No,
not theoretically.
Not theoretically.
Okay.
Listen, all you old guys out there who are going to tell me about some guy back in Europe.
Well, they hadn't invented radar when I was playing.
No. All you old guys just save it, okay? No one hit like that back when you were in college. Don't tell me about Pat Powers. Keep your mouth shut.
And right now UCLA responds with 3 scoring blocks early, and I do mean early for the 6-2 advantage. Has UCLA changed their scheme?
Oh, they're getting some opportunities via their block, right? It was soft touch to turn before. They were slowing the ball down, and they got their offense going a little bit to maintain that run.
Touched out of the middle. Nice play out of the backcourt by McQuiggan, the middle blocker. And shutting that down. That ball again was set too low.
Well, I'm not a fan of the set period. Look at where the middle blocker is on the Long Beach side. He's already cheated to the...
And Moni Nikolov is going back to the line. Has not gotten on a roll, and the pressure squarely on UCLA right now.
Well, here's the moment, right? If you are who we think you are, this is the time. He is that guy.
Ace number 104 for Nikolov. Does UCLA take a timeout here? Try to freeze him?
Yes, they do. You were on it. John Hawk's already hitting the button.
UCLA thought they had a comfortable lead. Well, think once again, the Beach and Nikolov were on a roll.
You might wonder what makes Moni Nikolov special from the service line. A lot of it is his contact point along with the velocity. Think of a right-hand lead in boxing. It is a millisecond quicker than coming from back behind your body. Same thing here, the way that he drives the ball, it doesn't have a ton of arc and spin to it all the time. That millisecond difference puts even more pressure on the receivers here. So it's the angle along with velocity that has the problem for the opponent and results in that many aces.
As much as 84 miles an hour. Got a piece in the backcourt, and we're tied. Third ace of the night from Moni Nikolov, the National Player of the Year. He had 5 in the semifinals against Pepperdine. Another timeout called by the Bruins. And when we spoke with first-year head coach John Hawks, we said usually you talk about hitter-blocker matchups, but what is your best receiving lineup, and is that where you want to get? And he said we don't want to be in row 2, we don't want to be in row 4. That's the setter in the middle back, the setter in the left front.
So we mentioned all the changes from the first 2 times these teams played, right? One thing remains the same, Moni Nikolov from the line. That first match, Long Beach had 9 aces. And you might think, oh, okay, 3 here, 2 there. No. 7 for this young man. 2 for the rest of the roster.
Got a timeout here at the Covelli Center in Columbus, Ohio. The year's second major is on ESPN. The 107th PGA Championship at Quail Hollow begins Thursday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. He said, listen to this, St. John isn't giving me any strokes on Fridays anymore, so my golf game must be getting better. That from Al Skates.
That would be the legendary St. John Smith. Of course, an excellent career at UCLA before moving on to be king of the beach forever and a day. His son Hagen qualifying for the AVP League this year. One-time star for UCLA when they were kind of rising under John Sprague, playing a true 6'2" alongside now Olympian Micah Ma'a.
Al Skates got things started at UCLA, won the first ever national championship, won 6 out of the first 7, and 19 in total.
If I'm Moni Nikolov, I'm cutting it right now. I just backed you up with 2. There's a lot of space out in front right here in 4 and 5. I'm cutting the ball.
Off the top of the tape, so well slowed, and McQuiggan, what an important side out and a break for the Bruins as that serve got a piece of the equipment.
Now what a different set this would be, right? If UCLA had taken advantage of a couple of those early points where they mishandled easy opportunities. We're talking about 3 balls. That's a 6-point swing Now it's just a 1-point lead for the Bruins.
Very easy serve, taken overhand, right on target. Back row, quick combination. Kondev with the reception and with the kill.
And another nice choice from Nikolov as he checks down, looks, and the young Kelly checking out. That's a young blocker. It's the toughest skill every time you change levels to learn.
One blocker up is not enough against that. Good pass by Robinson to the right side. Zach Rama comes through with a big swing.
And second time it's been apparent how much higher the ball is delivered to the right side. That is a wonderful adjustment in Rowan, who was off early. He's back on. Perfect connection.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, Kevin. He was not at his best, and our sample size is pretty good. We've seen a lot of Andrew Rowan, particularly against the best competition, and he, as you say, has adjusted very nicely. Here's Rama, and that ball is served out of bounds. Back and forth, tied at 22. Got a win by 2, playing to 25. Opening set to Long Beach State 25-17.
Long Beach servers number 5, Isaiah Pruitt.
Handled by Robinson, back row to Rama again, and he sprays it long. Tenth hitting error on 43 swings for UCLA. That is a lot. Kelly trying to push. Left side, off the block and out of bounds by the beach.
I think early in the season, Moni Nikolov might have attacked this ball that came over as a free ball off that block play there. Instead, he delivers it to his hitters. Smart opportunity results in now a set point and a chance at a 2-0 lead.
Look at Kondev, 8 of 9 right now, hitting .778 after being wonderful in the semifinals as well. Set point number 1. Robinson says not yet. 1 set point saved, 1 still to come.
Yeah, if I'm UCLA, I'm about to streak Cooper Robinson. There have been some debates about, do you feed the hot hand? Does Andrew Rowan rely on one player a little too much here and there? Now's the time. You give it to number 11. If they get a transition ball, who cares? Everyone in the gym knows where it's going. Give it to your guy.
And Rama is struggling, only 6 of 15 with 3 errors.
Don't get cute with it.
Overpass. Oh, what a save by Nikolov. He is a unicorn.
We sometimes have the pleasure of seeing already internationally ready players at the collegiate level. Moni Nikolov, following his brother, is exactly that. They are both.
My partner, 2-time Olympian, I'm Paul Sunderland, and all right now, UCLA in dire straits, led 17-14. They had smoothed things out. Rowan was much, much better, and then they give up a 12-6 back half of that second set. Much of it done by this young man, Moni Nikolov. Long Beach State up 2-0, where they are 25-0 when winning the first couple of sets. Just out of bounds by Nikolov. Thanks so much for joining us. This is the 55th Men's Volleyball NCAA Championship from the Covelli Center on the campus of Ohio State University. Long Beach State 29-3, the number 1 seed. UCLA, the number 3 seed, at 22-6.
This is a good test for UCLA. How well do they shake off that last set that they gave away?
That's a tough one. That's a really good question. What will you look for from UCLA's side?
How crisp are they on offense, and are they able to take advantage of those little plays that cost them dearly in the second? John Hawks knows that second set was given away by those little plays mid to late set.
I'll give you the offensive numbers. That ball off the top of the tape by Varga right now. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, I would say you have to have some margin to withstand a run by Moni Nikolov, which you knew was coming, right? He's been missing, only had that 1 ace, but you have to believe you're going to give up a couple at some point. Without the margin, you're vulnerable.
Your worst nightmare. You're tied in the red zone, and Nikolov goes back to serve. Offensive numbers hugely in the favor of Nikolov. That ball's out of bounds. Big block, but Long Beach State before that swing and the kill by Kondev hitting .486 compared to just 239 for UCLA. And Long Beach State hot on the weekend here in Columbus at 482 against Pepperdine in a very tightly contested semifinal. Pruitt back for the beach. Block touch nicely done by Dickinson, who's been fairly quiet until now against a three-man Bruin block. Nato Dickinson with the kill. Pruitt again, just underway here in the third. Working on Kelly, back row combination, and that ball just over Pruitt and inside the sideline. Another kill for Cooper Robinson, the 6'7" redshirt junior out of Pacific Palisades. Of course, the Pacific Palisades not only making national news, but news worldwide. Horrific fire, and the Robinson family lost their home.
A couple of players affected. Spencer Graves as well, losing his home, his family home, where the Bruins had been having a nice team dinner just a month before. As another highlight reel kill gets dished out by Long Beach State.
Long Beach State leads the nation in attack efficiency. That is kills minus errors divided by attempts at just under 400. And they're hitting 500 against the Bruins so far. Roofed again, but look out. The building went silent. Moni Nikolov came down, and he's walking that one off.
Yeah, a little contact under the net here, I think, off this play. I think players banging knees. Watch as they land, their knees will flex maybe together, or oh, just into the foot of Moni Nikolov. That is where bad things happen, is under the net. But again, that ball a little too low.
10 kills now for Kondev. Oh, he missed it out of bounds. Got a little bit greedy. Did number 12 in black, the 6'7" freshman out of Sofia, Bulgaria. He was the #1 scorer in the under-19 World Championships.
Exact same point in the set where UCLA missed an easy one. Will that play later for Long Beach?
Kondev and Nikolov playing together for Bulgaria in those youth tournaments, under 19, under 21. Remember that Moni Nikolov, the starting setter for the Bulgarian senior national team when he was 17 years of age. He only turned 18 in November.
Yeah, it's wild to think of where he's at this point in his life. Someone overseas is going to throw a truckload of money at him. They're going to back it up. You're going to hear it beeping, and then it'll just be a dump of cash coming out in multiple suitcases, looking to pry him out of Long Beach State.
Older brother Alex also starring in Italy professionally and for the Bulgarian national team. Was National Freshman of the Year, National Player of the Year as well.
Right, went on to play for Lube, and actually Alan Knipe saying that in retrospect, Alex wishes he'd spent a little more time in this environment, because he ended up on a team with true professionals, wives, children, bills to pay. A little bit different than being 19 years old and already embarking into that environment.
Well,
back him up, cut him short. This is exactly what you do. This is a professional level cut too. That thing cleared the net by just a couple of inches.
Nikolov now with his third ace and yellow card. Once again, they almost decapitated one of the linesmen. So Alan Knipe will have to corral his troops along the sideline now, tying the record as a team.
They're getting rid of a lot of rules in volleyball out of the protocol. Let's get rid of that one too.
Well, a lot of times you don't even have linesmen anymore, and the same goes for tennis. It's all done electronically.
I'm talking about the card on the
No,
bench.
I got you.
Let's get rid of that.
I got you.
I saw some highlight this year where some kid got a big play, big ace or something, as that ball goes back over.
Varga off of Nikolov.
I love the bench mob getting into it. I love the support for teammates.
Sonny Manziel, Jameis Winston, Zion Williamson, the wonderful Paige Becker starting her professional career, Alex and Moni Nikolov, and then most recently Cooper Flagg this past year for Duke.
You know, little brothers love getting up on big brothers, so this is an even thing here, right? What would the national championship be? That'd be advantage, Moni.
Alex Nikolov, in his only year at Long Beach State, lost in the championship match in 2022 to the University of Hawaii. Right side to Robinson, good block deflection. Right side again and deflected again. Nicely done by Pruitt out of the middle. Smart off speed by Varga.
You got to have some credit for Pruitt again. Look at him just going towards the play there. Didn't make the play on the first one, but the second one, again, it's him just going towards it, making the effort that created this play here that finishes the rally.
UCLA in trouble. Big serve, pretty well handled given the velocity. Varga, nice restart to the point. Nikolov out of the back row and scores it. That's from about the 13-foot mark.
From anywhere, anytime, with supreme confidence. This young man continues to impress. There isn't another setter in the country who's just going to take a back row swing like that. Paul, you were asking earlier about pulling hands.
Yeah.
A player beyond his years in knowledge just did. Right there, Moni Nikolov pulled his hands down and there was no resistance met for Cooper Robinson pushing the ball in, who expected to hit Moni Nikolov across the net. Instead, he goes right follow through to the top of the tape.
Well, he's played more than anybody in this semifinal or championship round internationally. Red zone, and that ball missed out of bounds, but still the separation is 3, 20-17 Long Beach State. 25-17, 25-23.
What's really funny about this moment is normally you have a setter go to the back row and you say, all right, they have a fresh set of 3 hitters in the front row. It's a good rotation for him. I think actually when he goes to the back row, it's bad for him.
Yeah, I agree.
You want to keep him up there.
Yeah, I agree.
He has changed the game. That ball missed out of bounds. To your point, Kevin, about UCLA making Long Beach State play. UCLA looking to become the first team since 82, 83, 84 to win this championship 3 times in a row, and that accomplishment is certainly in jeopardy. Long Beach State once again won back in 2019 over Hawaii, 3-1, and then 2018 beat UCLA 3-2 at Pauley Pavilion.
Yeah, if challenges, you better use them here from John Hawks. That one's not even close, but you do get kind of a timeout before you get to talk to your team at this critical moment facing elimination.
So UCLA is going to be down to 1 challenge. Excellent job by the officials so far on the evening. Sergio Gonzalez and Joe Gustafson. Yep, no question about that. It is now 21-17. Moni trying to do something that Alex could not. National Freshman of the Year, National Player of the Year, but Alex, his predecessor and older brother, did not win a national championship, and Long Beach State just 4 points away. Varga, to me, Kevin, has been so good in reception. He's also been good at the service line. A very good compliment to Moni Nikolov.
Yeah, and yet only 5 kills. Can end up doing the majority of the damage. Yeah, 11 hitting .533, but Nikolov has done a good job of distributing the ball around. We've seen so many highlight kills in this one. If they close the set, they're going to treasure the film forever at the beach.
Ido David out of Israel, 2 times the national champion, on to serve. He scored previously from the line, and he will again. Legally played by Long Beach State. They're trying to get the troops back into the mix. Yeah, no question. Yeah, that's a good call.
Yes, that's a scoop. That is a lift.
It was the double,
even in today's game.
The double scooper, and I like the caveat, Kevin. Even in today's game, that play not allowable in women's college volleyball. It's a different interpretation of the rule.
It should be allowable. It should. College volleyball. I love the adjustment here. As Nikolov was running back from being off the court on the other side. He then just settled in to the left back instead of going to the right back. So he's in a position to make a play. Nicely done by Ido David. And just to finish the thought, in women's college volleyball, the reason they cannot make that similar play is in their judgment ruled for player safety. Timeout called, 21-19. And go back to the second set. Oh, manage that. Must have for UCLA, coming right side. Dug by Larson, the libero. And Kondev is roofed into the cross court by Cameron Thorne. Big play by the Bruins.
What a bomb by Ido David to get ahead in the point.
Absolutely straight down that line. And a challenge is going to be called by Long Beach State. I think this is more of a timeout. I don't know if they actually believe the ball was in or out. I think they're just trying to ice David again off of that big serve he hit out of the actual timeout.
Oh yeah, that ball is in.
Clearly,
yeah, I agree with you, Kevin.
And I like this. I like all the strategy.
I do too.
Game. I'm
I
good
do
with
too.
it. If you're going to give them challenges, great. If I'm a coach, I'm going to use them to slow things down a little bit.
7th scoring block for UCLA on the other side. 10 for Long Beach State. There's Alan Knipe, concluding his 22nd year at his alma mater, the 1991 champion as a player.
All right, line last time. There's a lot of open court here for a cut, too. If you got a cut, put it right to the middle of the court.
Well handled by Varga. Dickinson able to tuck the ball down inside.
Now, if you're Cameron Thorne, you want that one back. The read was right. He got there in time, just a little far off the net. He did everything right, except for getting his body turned in time.
Pruitt, middle blocker out of Happy Valley, Oregon, has been struggling at the service line. And I mean struggling big time. That was pretty effective, well handled. Oh, the push nicely done by Kondev, and Varga stepping in with a nice bump set.
Kondev making a pretty good case for player of the match.
Long Beach State 2 points away. Kondev now with 11 kills on 16 swings. That was a very good serve by Pruitt, just on time. Thorne with a crush.
You have to have 2 right now if you're UCLA. And bad news for them, Rama goes to the back row. I'm going to push. If I'm the block left front right now, I am going to push over in transition against UCLA and just commit on the middle.
Well handled by the libero Larson. Good cover that time by Rowan. Long Beach State going crazy on the sideline. They wanted a call in the middle of that rally. Aziz keeping the ball off the floor. Kondev can do for Long Beach State. Championship point for the Beach. Nato Dickinson, who waited years for this opportunity. Where could he play? Could play very well at the opposite indeed because of a couple of injuries, making the most of it, closing out his career. Overpass. Why not? Nikolov started it with an ace and finishes it with a kill.
Tip to tail, maybe the best match of the year for Long Beach State. Be at your best when your best is required. A UCLA saying from the Wizard of Westwood, but applied here by Alan Knipe, his staff, and his team as they take home championship hardware in convincing fashion.
1991, and Moni Nikolov is the unicorn at 6'10". He had 4 aces on the night, and just a superb performance by the young man out of Bulgaria. Just turned 18. A look at championship point once again. Dickinson, why not? You bide your time, you wait for your opportunity, and number 18 serves it up on a platter to Moni Nikolov for the beach and a championship. There was some energy, no doubt about it, on the sideline for Long Beach State. They win it 3-0. Let's go over to Kevin Barnett.
Match for you and your team. Tell me about what worked tonight for you guys.
Man, not for 1 second did we think we were going to lose that game. Before the locker room, before the game in the locker room, we told each other we were here. We were born for this fucking game. Sorry, we were built for this game. We stuck together. Even if we were down 5, we trusted each other because we knew we were the better team.
Even as a freshman, you brought a pretty unique attitude to this side, to your school. Where does that come from? Who do you credit?
I credit my parents, my dad. My mom, my dad. They're the reason I'm like this. Volleyball's my life, and I win because it's my life. It's what I want to do.
Describe this year with this group at Long Beach State.
Amazing, man. The best year of my life. Memories, unforgettable memories. This team is my family, and I love them to death.
All right, you're an NCAA champion. That's one better than your brother, isn't it?
Well, it sucks for my brother.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Sucks for the brother. Nice job, Barney, but it doesn't suck to be part of Long Beach State men's volleyball, the NCAA champion. 3-0 over UCLA, 25-17, 25-23. 25-21. Kevin Barnett said that it would come down to serving and service pressure, and it certainly did that. Not just aces, but constantly Long Beach State was able to keep UCLA on their heels. Congratulations to the Bruins. They finished the season at 22-7. Long Beach State notches their 30th win